What's up, everyone? I got some time before work. Figured I'd come on here and do a quick little video session for whoever watches this after I'm live. Just hashtag replay. Let me know that you're watching. I wanted to share some of my experience with you. I've been going through a lot of changes lately, and there's been a lot of stuff coming up, stuff that none of us want to deal with. We all have these past attachments. We all carry these past attachments that they linger within us until we take care of them. And we put them off, we tell ourselves, I'll take care of it, or it's all going to work itself out. A lot of the time we're just masking these emotions that we're feeling. We're not really addressing them, and maybe it's because we're afraid of looking weak, afraid of admitting that we don't have all the answers. And the only way we're going to truly grow is by being truthful with ourselves, being truthful with the emotions that we feel, being truthful with when we feel vulnerable to just be vulnerable, being truthful that when we feel upset that it's okay to be upset. I know we all want to be superheroes. I know we all want to be the ultimate human being, the ultimate person for people to look up to. I know I want to be that sometimes for my kids, for my family, for the people in my groups, but I'm also learning that nobody expects anyone to be perfect. If anything, people relate with me more when I'm vulnerable, when I show them that I too hurt, that I too cry, that I too get angry, that I follow spirituality, I do all these things, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm getting these amazing insights, I'm seeing the world through God's eyes, but yet at the same time, like Jesus before he was about to be crucified, I have my hang-ups, I have my days where I just would rather not get up, I'd rather not deal with my problems. And for a long time I would beat myself up on these days, on our dark days. I would say, come on, like, step up, pull yourself up, don't show them that you're weak. All these things that I think are a lot to do with our parents and society and the way they made us feel that we need to be a certain way in order to be accepted. That if we're not accepted, then what are we really here for? It's almost like it's a big popularity contest to the ego. We must look the coolest, the brightest, the most spiritual, and it takes a lot of strength to throw that all away and start over and say, you know what, I have all these insights, I have this connection, but yet something is still missing. And maybe it's this sense that I'm doing all this. Maybe it's this sense that I have to do something, that I have to either look a certain way or I have to do something. And it's like we're on this hamster wheel where we're reacting to our reality. We're not ever really going within and just sitting and just resting, because we're afraid of what we might find. We're afraid of what might come up. We're afraid that all our demons will come out and play. So we just keep ourselves in a trance, hoping that one day someone will come and fix all our problems. But I'm telling you guys that you are your guru, you are your hero, you are your superhero. You're the superhero in the sense of you have all the tools you need to heal. You have all the tools you need to grow, to blossom into the beautiful lotus flower that each and one of you are. And you just have to have the courage to grow, the courage to sit in your pains and your sorrows and your tears and just let them come, let them go. Don't judge yourself. Be vulnerable enough to say, you know what, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm doing, and just let it rock. And you'd be amazed how empowered you will feel after you let yourself be vulnerable. I don't know if you guys have ever had a really good cry, but there's always this sublime peace afterwards. There's always this sense of release. And that's what I'm talking about, is to stay in that release, to stay in that just that flow of energy that is okay with letting things come in, letting things go. The Buddhist monks make these beautiful sand mandalas. They take all these hours to make these things look perfect, and then they wipe them. They make them completely disappear. And I used to always wonder, like, why are they taking all that time? What a waste of life, right? To take all that time to make something so beautiful and to then destroy it. It's such a waste of time. I used to tell myself, but now I'm starting to see, you know what? It's not about what you gain, it's about what you experience. It's about the feelings that they feel when they're making it, the ability to just fully let go into the moment, and also the ability to then let go of the moment that you were holding on to. Because a lot of the time we have these blissful moments, we've had these revelations, and we think we made it. We're in the gates of nirvana, we're in the kingdom of heaven. And yeah, we might be, but the only problem is if we grasp onto the things that got us to the kingdom of heaven, then we lose it. Because not every moment is going to call for the same thing. So not every moment will have the same turn that you need to take to go back into the kingdom. We must enter the kingdom. We must enter ourselves time and time again until there is no kingdom to enter, until there is no self to enter, until we realize that the I that we've been talking about isn't really real, that it's just a mask that we're just wearing temporarily until we have the capability to take the training wheels off and see our true face, see our faceless face, see that everything in this world is part of our face, that you're my nose, you're my eyeball, you're my nose hair. People that I hate are probably like, like the really bad parts of my body. But I don't really hate nobody. But we need to understand that we're all in this together. That the same emotions that I feel, you feel. That you feel hatred and sorrow and weakness, and I do too. And it's okay. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't think that because somebody treats you like an asshole that you have to retaliate. Remember the times when you've treated people like an asshole. Remember the times when you were down and out and you couldn't take it anymore and you just exploded. And what would have made you feel better at that moment? Would somebody yelling at you and tell you that you're an asshole make you feel better? Or what if they just gave you a hug? What if they had the insight within to say, you know what, they're hurting, I'm just going to go hug them. Even though they're being a complete dickhead to me, I'm going to go give them the biggest hug. I'm going to say, you know what, man, I've been there. It's going to be fine. You're going to get through it. It's when we see ourselves in another that we are truly meeting people for what they are. It's when we see their differences and separate ourselves based on our differences that we don't see people. We just see our thoughts. We just see our conditioning. We just see our demons. So we need to learn to let go of what we think we know and realize that we don't know as much as we know. That there is nothing to know. That this moment, this eternal moment, knows everything. And it's giving us all the information we need. We just have to be vulnerable enough to be that channel, to be an enlightened being. Because it's not easy when your universe tells you to do something that you don't want to do. Your ego might say, I want to go here, but the universe will say, that's great, you want to go there, but right now is not the time to go there. Right now is the time to go here. And are you going to be strong enough, mature enough to say, you know what, you're right, I should listen to the universe right now. You have free will. You can do what you want, but you either go with the flow or you get dragged, kicking and screaming, because at the end of the day, it's a marriage. The world and us, it's one. So we might think we have control, but the world is constantly putting us in situations for a reason. And if we don't have the wisdom to see that sometimes the things that hurt are the things we need to go through, then it's going to be very hard for us to grow. So I invite all of you guys to go all in into your being, into your now, and use it as your guru. Understand that when you're in pain, it's good, that it's teaching you something, it's making you realize something that you've been putting off. that you can use it to empower yourself, that you don't have to feel like, oh my god, here we go again, another fucking roller coaster. No, you can, of course it's going to be another roller coaster, but a roller coaster could either be fun if you relax and enjoy it, or it could be a hellish ride. I remember I went on my first wooden roller coaster, and I was used to going on these modern roller coasters, and they're all smooth and nice. And this thing was a fucking like an earthquake. So I'm fucking tensing up and grabbing onto shit like, oh my god, this thing's gonna fall apart. And then when I got off the roller coaster, I remember I like pulled my shoulder because I was just so tense. And it's like life is like that, you know. There's other people that were on the roller coaster that knew it was going to be fine, and they were loose and they were enjoying it. It was my first time, so I didn't know that. And yeah, maybe the first times when we go through something hard, it's okay to fall, it's okay to get hurt, it's okay to do something stupid. But the second time you go on that roller coaster, you better not fall for the same things you fell for. If I go on that roller coaster a second time and I get tense, thinking that it's gonna fall apart again, not knowing that it's a wooden roller coaster and that they're just old and they just shake a lot and they're not as smooth as the modern ones, I would continue to have that issue with hurting myself. This is all a metaphor for life, but and life is the same way. We must learn to ride the waves that life gives us. You know, a surfer doesn't say, I'm gonna create a wave right here, right now, and then just gets on his board and thinks that a wave is just going to appear whenever he wants it to. No, a surfer sits there and he becomes one with the ocean, and he looks at the waves, he looks at the rhythms of the ocean, and he says there's a wave coming. And he'll even be able to tell whether it's a big wave or a small wave. And when that right wave comes, he or she knows that it's time to go. And we have to be that same way with our present moment. When my wife is overworked and overtired and the kids are driving her crazy and she's snapping at me, that's a wave. Am I gonna get on that wave and create an argument, create a bad habit, create a bad experience, or am I gonna let that wave go? Am I gonna be mature enough to say, you know what, that's not the wave for me right now. Maybe I should just stand here and stay quiet and wait for another wave. And then when she maybe cools down or something gets her attention, breaks her anger, and I see the change in her tone, that's the wave I'm gonna go for. Jump on that wave and start talking about whatever I see that, you know, snapped her out of her anger, and feed that. Ride that wave. Get her out of that anger. But to sit there and criticize the wave, or to stop the wave, or to say, you know, only good waves are allowed here, that's not gonna work, because you need all sorts of waves. You need all sorts of experiences. The world, you wouldn't know how godly you are if you didn't know how devilish you can be. You wouldn't know how beautiful the sun was if it didn't go away. Imagine if the sun was out 24/7. Wouldn't you freaking get tired of it after a while? Wouldn't you be like, go away? Like, I need some darkness once in a while. Jesus Christ, like, I can't even like close my eyes anymore. There's nowhere for me to and just chill and rest. So life is the same way, you know. We wouldn't know how amazing and blessed we truly are if we didn't fall on our face time and time again, and then one day find our way back home and see, wow, I wouldn't change anything, because all of that led me here. And here is a blessing, and I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to share my testimonies with you guys. I'm blessed that you guys resonate if you do, and please share this out if it really speaks to you, because I know there's people out there that need this. I know that I have had times in my life where I needed somebody to say what I'm saying, so I want to be that channel for the people that are ready to hear it. If people don't want to listen to me, if people think that what I'm saying doesn't resonate, that's fine too. I'm sure they'll find what resonates with them. But if you're somebody that resonates with this, and you know somebody else that might, please share this out. Contact me if you need any more clarification on anything that I said tonight. And I gotta get to work, but much love to you all, and I will see you guys soon. Alright? Namaste. Peace.